What's up, guys? Hi, and welcome to day 10 of the road to 140 kilogram bench press. Today I decided to check my strength. So this is a 100 kilo bench right here. And it wasn't that easy. So, that's quite disappointing, I would say. I managed to get a 105 kilo bench, which is, it's not like horrible, it's not super bad, like I'm not really embarrassed, but I'm quite disappointed. Like, bruh, my best ever is 115. You're telling me I'm 10 kilos behind. That's a lot, bruh. That's bad. So I need to lock the fuck in. I'm gonna stay with this high volume routine for a few more weeks here, see how my strength progresses. Right now I'm not recovering that well, which is a problem. My reps are basically completely stagnant. Now, obviously, I'm on day 10. The body probably can't produce so much muscle growth in 10 days. And, my fatigue is obviously really way higher than it was like 11 days ago, let's just say. But I'm not gaining reps on anything. And I'm a bit beaten down. And obviously, that's going to happen. I'm training basically every day. So this is just going to be an experiment here. Let's see if I can acclimatize to this training volume or if everything just goes to shit. So what I was doing my last bulk is I was literally doing Mike Menzer type, high intensity training. I would do like 5 sets in a workout for the whole body, just 5 sets total. And then I do that twice a week and I run once a week. So I was training with weights twice a week, running once a week. And I had pretty damn fast strength progress. Now, the goal with this bulk is to see like how much muscle can I gain, and how fast can I gain it. And with that, I'm going to hit the 140 kilogram bench press. Now, right now, as I did this workout, I was kind of thinking back on like, maybe what I was doing was right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, I don't just want to try a new routine for like 10 days and then just stop. That's also problematic because you don't really learn anything in such a short period of time. If I just stop here, do something else, all I've learned is, I get fatigued when I train every day. But I haven't trained it long enough to really see the effect. So I need to stay on this for a while here. Someone commented about the leg training. Yeah, I think that, obviously that's the biggest contributor to the fatigue. But the problem isn't training legs. The problem is, in that case, my training frequency and other things like that, and my training volume. So once again, last year, I did a crazy bulk and I was training so little. I literally did 1 set of bench press per week and I hit my strongest bench I've ever hit. All I did for chest was 1 set of bench press per week and 1 set of overhead press a week. Now, overhead press obviously it barely even hits your chest. And, the same thing for legs. Like, all I did for legs was 1 set of squats per week and 1 set of deadlifts per week. And my legs got way stronger. So, last year, I was really in on the low volume training. I was really in on the, I actually really was starting to cement the belief that high volume training is just silly propaganda to keep us small. Now, it would be easy to just jump back on that bandwagon of just barely training at all, training super hard and just sleeping all week and then just hitting a new bench PR every single week. But if it's stupid and it works, then it ain't stupid. But I'm going to stick to this for a few more weeks. Worst case, I have like an unproductive month of training. That would really suck. But at least I would learn that this amount of volume and this amount of frequency is suboptimal. But this is all saying, this is all going off my performance so far. I'm literally 10 days in. Literally, that is nothing. So I'm going to do this for at least 3 weeks before I even consider changing anything. I'm just going to keep pushing through. I feel and I look, in my opinion, significantly juicier than I did 10 days ago. Now, a lot of that is just water filling back out. I've actually put on probably, several kilos of fat as well, maybe even 2 or 3 kilos of body fat in a really short amount of time here. That's just rebounding out of a cut, which was way too extreme. And I've let my body do that. I'm not super worried right now about staying lean. I just want to get fucking strong and fucking big. Because I know that, cutting is not hard, except for the last few kilos compared to gaining muscle. So I'm just going to push the body weight within reason here. Not get super fat, but, if I hit 22% body fat, I'm not going to be super worried. I'm just going to calmly go on to the next thing, just calmly go on to a cut. So, if I do get up to a really heavy body weight during this bulk, and still have some ways to go to the 140 kilo bench, I'll probably just stay there for a couple extra months, kind of hovering around a really high body weight, just training and training until I eventually get that really big bench. But, I think I'm particularly tired today because my sleep was not as optimal. But the thing is, I still slept around 8 hours tonight. So my sleep wasn't even that short. And I'm thinking like, maybe my recovery is a bit suboptimal. But we'll see. I'm going to stick to this for a while longer. But if I'm weaker at the third week, having gained like 6 fucking kilos at that point, if I'm weaker then, then we got a problem. Then it's just, this is too much, volume's too much, I need to cut back. But I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there. I'm not going to make a quick assumption just because it's temporarily hard right now. I'm going to stick it out for a few more weeks because that's ample time for my body to start kind of getting into this groove of training very often and very much. And if it is too much, because keep in mind, I do everything to failure. I believe that is absolutely the way. And if this is too much volume for me, doing less is never difficult. Doing less is kind of a blessing, especially if it gives you more results. So I'm just going to stick to this right now, feel it out, feel my body out. Right now, I know that in the last few days here, I have been quite fatigued and I haven't been hitting the same level of strength that I did the first few days of this bulk, which is a bit weird when you're considering the fact that I'm rebounding out of a deep cut. I'm supposed to be getting massively stronger week to week, at least significantly stronger week to week. So I need to stay on top of this. Like, I'm not just going to let months go by being stuck in a program which is obviously not working. That's retarded. But stopping a program when you're not even 2 weeks in, I think is also really a bad decision. So I'm going to stick to this at least until day 21 before I consider a change. Because I'm going to do whatever it takes to bench 140, except for taking steroids and getting extremely fat. So those are the two things that I'm not going to do. But everything else is on the table. If high frequency training helps, I'm going to do that. If high volume training helps, I'm going to do that. If isolating my chest helps, I will do that. And if training high intensity with low frequency helps, that's what I'm going to do. Because that is what I did the last bulk. Now, eventually I did run out of progress. Yes, that's true. But I did get to my best, strongest possible point I've ever gotten to in my entire life, which is a very, very seriously good achievement. Now, once again, I'm just going to stay on top here of my training, just kind of monitor this, not get super worried and frustrated about the day-to-day here. I understand that I'm quite fatigued right now, basically in my entire body, which is probably why my strength has taken a hit, even though I think I look bigger. I think my muscle is probably growing back, but at the same time, I'm really fatigued. But time will tell. If I'm not stronger than the first week at week 3, then I know this is a problem, and the immediate thing is either to cut volume or cut frequency. I might do it drastically, and I might also do it kind of progressively over time, just to kind of find my sweet spots, find the optimal. And that's the goal of this bulk, is to get somewhere close to optimal so that I can actually get to that crazy level of strength, which is a 140 kilo bench press. Everyone's different. For me, that is a very serious achievement. You know, I've been training for many years at this point. Started the 1st of January 2018. That is the entirety of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 7 years, and we're in the middle of 2025. That is more than 7.5 years of training at this point. My best ever bench is still 115, and my current bench is 105. So, you know, hitting the 140 kilo bench, that is going to be a very serious milestone. Now, I really believe that is within my potential. I just don't know fully exactly how to get my body to that point. But that is kind of the point as well of this series, is I'm going to explore my kind of genetic material. I'm going to explore my potential. I'm going to explore what is required for me to get there. I don't really know. And what I'm doing right now is an attempt at really throwing a shitload of training at the problem. If this doesn't help, I'm going to scale back, and I will find a sweet spot to make more progress, because at this point, there is nothing that's going to stop me. I'm highly motivated. I really want this goal. I've wanted it for many years, but now I'm in a very good position to be able to achieve it. So I will not bang my head against a wall for too many weeks here, but I will do it for a bit more than a week, basically 1.5 to 2 weeks extra from this point or so, reassess and continue to make progress at any cost. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.